Hello, welcome everyone to Therapeutic Yoga. So we're doing a class a little bit different today. Yes, it is yoga, but the only piece of equipment you're going to need for today's class is a chair. So we're not doing a chair yoga class. It's not a totally dedicated chair class. We're going to be doing some fun stuff in standing, but it's yoga with a chair. So what I'd like you to do is find yourself seated in a chair. A couple of rules about the chair that you're going to use. Make sure it doesn't have wheels, because when we get up and standing, it's going to be our balance support. And also very helpful if it doesn't have any arms, because we're going to be doing some stuff where we're turning side to side in our chair. So if there are no arms, it'll be a little bit easier for you to participate in class. Once you have all of that figured out, here's what I want you to do. Have yourself a seat in the chair to the front half of the chair. So make sure that the back of the chair is nowhere near your back. If you're really tall, then you might be close to it. I'm 5 foot tall, so I'm nowhere near it. But anyways, find yourself in the front half of the chair. And then once you're there, place your feet on the floor so they're about hip distance. Now, if you took your two fists and just placed them between your knees, that's going to give you about hip distance. And then assuming you don't have toes going in different directions, you want the second toe to be what's lining up with that kneecap. So see if you can kind of get that alignment and kind of walk your toes and your feet outward until you feel like your knee joints are kind of settled somewhere near the center of the arch of your foot. So nice, good alignment through your feet and through your legs. Bring your hands up to your pelvis for me. We're going to do some gentle pelvic rocking and rolling to begin. Nice, good way to wake up the pelvis and the lumbar spine. So just slowly roll your pelvis forward. Don't go into any pain. Don't go into any impingement of your hip, but just go to where you feel comfortable and then slowly roll your pelvis back like you're trying to sit your tailbone onto the chair. And then just go through that motion 2 or 3 times for me, rolling forward, rolling backward, rolling forward, rolling backward. Nice, good. Learning how to use the flexors and the extensors of your spine all together. And then find the position in the middle for you, or where you feel like you might be sitting on those 2 sit bones on that chair. The harder the chair, the easier that is to define. If you're on a big, soft, cushy chair, just find the halfway point between the 2 of those. All right, now that you're in that position, allow yourself to bring your spine nice and long. Imagine, if you can, that someone took your hair and pulled it all the way up. Remember that alfalfa? Think about alfalfa and pulling that hair all the way straight up as you lengthen your neck and you settle your chin today. All right. Now, before we do any sort of movements with our shoulder blades and our arms, let's make sure that we've got weight through our base of support. So right now, sitting on those sit bones, if that's where we would stay, it would be seconds and our spinal muscles would get exhausted and we would just slump back into our lumbar spine. So find those sit bones and then take a moment here from your hip joints, not from your low back. So keep your low back nice and sturdy and tall. And from your hip joints, just lean yourself slightly forward until you start to feel a little bit of weight through your feet. You know you're in the right position when you can't pick up your feet. If you're too far forward, you can easily pick up your foot. If you haven't hinged forward enough, your leg is super light and it's nice and easy to pick up your foot. So find that position where you can't pick up those feet and you've got weight going down through your legs. Now, keep yourself there. Hands to your heart. And then we're going to go through some nice, good motions of our arms with our breath here. So take a deep inhale, lift the arms all the way up, turn the palms up, reach to the sky. And then as you exhale, just slowly come down. Now see if you can keep your spine and your legs in that stable position and only move your arms and your shoulder blades. Inhaling, lifting up, reach the palms nice and high. And then as you exhale, coming on down. Let's do that one more time, hands to heart. Inhale, lifting nice and high. And then exhaling, coming on down. Oh, you've got it. All right. Now bring your hands to your thighs. Take a nice deep inhale. Reach your body forward onto your hands. So now that spine is forward, you should be able to, if you can imagine yourself from your side view, Side view, the shoulders and the knees and the arches of the feet line up. See if you can figure out where that position is for you. Now, in that position, keep your shoulders where they are, but take an inhale and straighten your elbows and get that nice, good elongation through your spine. Lengthen your neck and look up. And then as you exhale, bend your elbows again. Start to curl your rib cage under and bring your chin into your chest and gaze straight into your belly button. A modification of cat-cow here. So as you inhale, keep your shoulders over your knees. Just straighten your elbows, lengthen up with the chest and neck, and gaze upward. And then as you exhale, let the elbows bend first. So get that rib cage over the knees and then curl that rib cage under. Feel those abdominals engaged, chin to chest. Belly is your gaze. One more time. Inhale, straightening up through those elbows. Lengthen now through that chest and neck and chin and gaze up. And finally, exhale, bend the elbows. First, get the shoulders stacked on those knees and then curl that rib cage under, chin to chest. Gaze into that belly button. All right, stay right here. And then from your tailbone, start to use your back extensors and your abdominals and slowly curl your spine all the way back up into that standing upright. That upright position of your spine. Very nice. Okay, now we're just going to do a little bit of opening through our neck. And then we're going to get right into doing some stuff in standing. So what I want you to do is stay where you are right now. Right hand, bring it out to the side. Take a nice deep inhale, lift that hand up and over your head, and then just rest your right hand so that your right fingertip on the third finger is kind of touching the top of your ear. That way your wrist is kind of somewhere up in the top of the crown of your head. Now with this left hand today, you're in a chair. Let's really get this thoracic girdle in a nice, good locked position. So here's what I want you to do. Place your arm out to the side on the left side. Take an inhale, shrug the shoulder up, and as you exhale, rotate the hand and the shoulder blade back. Feel that shoulder blade in that backward position. Now really squeeze through that shoulder blade, keeping that shoulder blade squeezed. Just unrotate your hand and wrist and grab a hold of the bottom of your chair. Now, if your chair is really far away from you that you have to lean over a little bit to the left, A-okay, but keep that shoulder blade back and behind you so that you've got that nice good opening through those nerve roots of the side of your neck and your neck and the brachial plexus as it comes down through the front of your shoulder here. Okay, now here's what I want you to do. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin, place your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Really small side bend here. So there might be some nerve tension. If you feel tingling or anything in your arm, don't go too far. Take a nice deep inhale, and then as you exhale, just gently side bend to the right. Now, as you gently side bend to the right, can you even let yourself side bend a bit through your trunk until you feel yourself kind of dangling by your left fingers? You should feel some nice good tension through your shoulder, through your neck, and hopefully no pain. If you get tingling, kind of ease up a little tiny bit here. Now, in this position, check back that there's some weight into your feet. Can you pick your legs up? If so, you're too far forward or too far back. All right, now maybe a smile on your face. Let's do a nice deep inhale here. And exhale. One more time. Nice deep inhale here. And exhale. And then as you inhale, bring the body and the head back upright. And then as you exhale, just relax the hands down. All right, right hand, just place it on the thigh for now. Nothing to do with it. Left hand, let's get it in that head position first. So bring your left hand out to the side. Nice deep inhale. Reach that arm up and over. Third finger's touching the top of the tip of the right ear. And then just kind of rest the wrist on the crown of the head there. And then once you have that position with your left arm, right arm, just bring it out to the side of the body for a second. Take an inhale, shrug that shoulder up, and then on the exhale, rotate that arm back and down. Feel that shoulder blade settle back on that rib cage. Squeeze those shoulder blades together, and then only unrotating the wrist and forearm, grab a hold of that chair. Now, for you, if you need to side bend to grab a hold of your chair because it's a little bit lower, then feel free to do that. That is a-okay. Keep that shoulder blade back and down, not stretching muscles here, finding elongation in nerves and muscles all together. So lengthen your neck, settle your chin, make sure you've got weight into the feet. Take a nice deep inhale here. And then as you exhale, a slight pull over to that left side with the neck. And you feel your rib cage also pull until you feel tension into your right hand, pulling into the chair. Now you should feel some nice good tension either in the shoulder, into the neck area. Allow yourself to stay right here. Keep that neck long, smile on your face, maybe nice deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. One more time, nice deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. All right, on this inhale, lifting the head and the trunk back up, and then on the exhale, relaxing the hands down. You've got it. All right, just a couple shoulder rolls there, just kind of moving your shoulders forward, moving your shoulders backward, and we're going to get to standing. So here's what I want you to do. Check in that you didn't lose the alignment of your feet. You want them about that hip distance apart. Once you have them that hip distance apart, take your right foot and slide your right foot slightly back behind your chair. And so your right leg is going to be slightly behind your chair. Now, if you happen to be sitting in a chair that has a solid bottom to it, no fret, don't worry about it. Just slide yourself over to the side of the chair so that you can drop your leg behind the side of it. So you kind of pick what works right for your chair at home. I have sufficient room to slide my foot under my chair. All right, now that you have yourself there, check in that this left kneecap lines up with the second toe. Left knee lines up with the arch of your foot. Left hand, place it onto that left thigh. Right hand onto the right thigh. Now, spine is nice and long, neck is long, chin is tucked. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take an inhale, hinge that body over that left leg. And then as you exhale, you're going to push into the left hand, push into the left foot, push into the right foot, and stand. You've got it. Take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, slowly sit yourself back down. Make sure that that rib cage is over that left knee as you sit back down, and then slowly bring yourself back into a seated position. So really focusing on weight shifting first as we push and use our quads and glutes. We're going to do that 5 times total. So we've already done it once on the left. Let's do it 4 more times on this left before we move to our right leg. So get your hands in place, spine nice and long, neck long, chin tucked in. Take a inhale, hinge forward. Exhale and push through the left foot, push through the right foot, maybe even squeeze through the glutes as you stand. Take an inhale here and exhale, sitting down, sitting down, sitting down, sitting down. Take an inhale, bringing yourself back up out of your hinge, and exhale, relax. All right, 3 more times. Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, push and push. Pinch those glutes as you fully stand. Take an inhale here and exhale, sitting, sitting, sitting. How controlled can you do it? How straight can you keep that knee forward? Take an inhale, coming up out of your hinge. Exhale, relaxing here. 2 more times. Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale and push and push and push. Can you pinch and squeeze those glutes? Good. Take an inhale here and exhale and sit. Line that knee up. Don't let it lose its alignment with that second toe. Take an inhale, unhinge. Exhale, relax. One last time. Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale and push and push and push and pinch those glutes. Take an inhale here. Exhale, sit, control it, control it, control it, control it. Beautiful job. Inhale, unhinge. Exhale, relax. Beautiful. I hope your left quad is pretty happy right now. Take your right foot, place it forward. Line that kneecap on the right side with the second toes. Make sure that your knee looks like it's underneath the ankle or the arch of the foot. Then with this left leg today, you are sliding that left leg down behind your chair. Again, if you need to scoot yourself to the side of the chair, Feel free to do that. Once you have yourself in that position, right hand on the right thigh, left hand on the left thigh. 5 sit to stands, focusing on movement with breath. Here we go. Take an inhale, hinge forward, shoulders over the knees. Exhale, push and push and push and pinch those glutes. Take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, slowly sit. Get that knee in alignment with that second toe on that right foot. Take an inhale, unhinge, and exhale, relax. 4 more times. Inhale, hinging forward. Exhaling and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, and give it a pinch through those glutes. Take an inhale here. And on that exhale, sit and sit and sit and sit and sit. Take an inhale, unhinge. Exhale, relaxing. Inhaling, hinging forward. Exhaling, pushing through those feet, really engaging those glutes. Now at the very top, squeeze as you get those glutes, a big squeeze. Take an inhale in standing, nice good balance here. Exhaling, start to sit and sit and sit. The slower, the more quads and glutes you use. Inhale, unhinge. Exhale, relaxing. Again, inhale, hinge forward. Exhale and push and push and push. Pinch those glutes at the very end. Take an inhale here. And exhale and sit and sit and sit and sit. Take an inhale, unhinge. And exhale, relax. 1 more time, I promise. Let's do it. Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale and push and push and push and pinch those glutes. Take an inhale here, balance. And then as you exhale, sit and sit and sit and sit. Finally, when you're sitting, take an inhale, unhinge. Exhale, relax. Bring your left foot back into that seated position. Good job. Some nice good sit to stands there to wake up our quads and our glutes. All right, let's stay in this position. We're going to start to really work on waking up our hamstrings. So you stay where you are. I am simply going to turn my chair so that you get all of the alignment cues you need to find some good quadricep strength and some good hamstring length. So as we're in a seated position, still using the front of our chair, nothing changed with your feet. Take those elbows and place those elbows on top of those thighs. Make sure that you have your elbows so that you're kind of stacking your elbows and your shoulders on top of your knees and your ankles. So make sure you can find that position for yourself. Now, for a lot of us, if we have really tight glutes and really tight back muscles, we might be in a posterior tilt here. So we might have a lot of curvature of our spine. So here's what I want you to do before we get into our hamstring elongation. Take your belly, take your pelvis, roll it forward so that your belly is kind of sitting downward towards the floor between your thighs. Squeeze and pull your shoulder blades a little bit away from one another and get that little bit of contraction between those. It's kind of like you're pushing yourself up away from your knees. You can interlace your hands together if you like. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin, and take your gaze down between your hands towards the floor. Now, you've already got your weight into your legs. You can't pick up your legs here, right? So here's what you're going to do. Take a nice deep inhale here. Pull that belly forward a little bit more. And as you exhale, just hinge from your ankles. Lift your hips off of the chair. Now take a nice deep inhale and slowly start to straighten those knees. Keep the belly between the thighs. Then as you exhale, slowly bend the knees back down. Don't sit unless you need to because your quads say, I don't have enough strength. Let's inhale, straightening through those knees. Gaze back at the seat of your chair. Exhale, sitting back down, but don't totally sit. 3 more times if your quads can take it, guys. If not, just take a break. Inhale, straightening. Exhale, relaxing. Keep that belly between the thighs, touching it if you can. Inhaling and straightening. Exhaling and relaxing. Last time here, inhaling and straightening, full on elongation of that
whole back of your leg, exhaling, and this time find your seat back to the chair. Now stay in your elbow resting position. In this position, just slowly let your belly kind of rest even further between your thighs. See if you can get it completely resting between the thighs. Now, if you feel like you need to have your legs a little wider apart here, widen them. That might be some of you that have really tight hips. That might be some of you that just have a little bit more belly to fit between the thighs, and that's okay. So in this position with that belly between the thighs, gaze down at your big toes for me here. And then very slowly take your chest and bring your chest down towards your knees as your hands start to reach towards the floor. Now, in this position, lengthen through your neck. Allow yourself to gaze straight back underneath the chair. Your fingertips might be touching, the palms of your hands might be touching. Go to wherever you can be with touching. Allow yourself to rest in this position. Those of you with arthritis in your low back, spinal stenosis, any of that kind of stuff, this seated forward bend is a great modification of a yoga pose to really open up through that low back. So keep yourself right here. Take a nice, deep, slow, long inhale into your belly. Feel yourself stretching through your low back. And then slowly exhaling out. Nice, deep inhale into the belly. And slowly exhaling out. Okay, now here's what I want you to do. Take your right hand back to your right knee. Take your left hand back to your left knee. And keep yourself in that position. Keep gazing back behind that chair. Start to push your feet into your chair. You guys, when you do that, literally look at your pelvic region. You can see your glutes and your hamstrings engaging as you do that. Now start to pull and contract those abdominal muscles in as you slowly curl your spine up. Think about being a slinky here, and one spinal segment at a time curls up. The rib cage starts to uncurl once the rib cage kind of starts to be on top of the pelvis. The shoulder blades start to uncurl once you get yourself up into an upright position, and then lengthen that neck, settle that chin, and tuck that chin gently into your throat. You've got it. So real good lengthening through the back of our spine, but also awesome strengthening through our back muscles. So if you're someone that's got a lot of back issues and maybe aging is part of that back issue problem, doing what we just did multiple times a day is one of the best things you can do to not only strengthen your back, but create length and hopefully decrease in pain. All right, we're getting up into standing. So here's what I want you to do. Place your feet hip distance apart. I'm going to stay on this side position so you can see what I'm doing. So we're not going to be working on sit to stand yet. We're going to work on chair pose. So chair pose is going to be very different for each one of us, depending how strong your quadriceps are. But here's what I want you to do. See if you can cross your hands in front of you so that your arms are in front of your shoulders. All right. Allow yourself to hinge your hips so that your shoulders are on top of the knees. Knees are on top of the arches of those feet. Now, here's what I want you to do. Brace through your abdominals, harden your abdominals. Take a nice inhale, and on the exhale, lift your hips. Can you just lift your hips off that chair, finding yourself in that chair pose? How straight is your spine right here? All right, if you cannot just lift your hips off the chair, allow yourself to lift up enough that you know you can hold it at home. Now, in this position, check in that your knees are not falling inward. Check in that they line up with your feet. Start to push downward into your feet. Start to squeeze through your glutes, tighten through your abdominals. Now let's do something fun with our arms. Can you inhale and bring your arms outwards? And can you exhale and pull your shoulder blades backward? Oh, yes, guys, I see you. You look fabulous. Hold that position. Push into the feet. Keep holding yourself in your chair pose, whether you're here in chair
or you're here in chair. Meet yourself where you are today. Come on, you can do this. Keep holding it. Maybe take a deep inhale here to get your mind off what your quads are feeling like, and an exhale here. One more breath. Deep inhale here. Now on this exhale, stand yourself up. All right, good job. Okay, now here's what I want you to do. I want you to take your chair and turn your chair so that the back of your chair, or turn you, whichever you prefer, so that the back of the chair is beside your right hand. So your right leg is closest to the back of the chair. Very nice. Now that you have yourself in that position, allow yourself to look at your right foot and make sure that your right foot is pointed forward relative to your pelvis. So you don't want your right foot out to the side with your pelvis pointed forward. So have that right foot in line with your pelvis. Right hand on the chair, left hand onto the pelvis. Now, allow yourself to start to walk your left foot right next to your right foot. We're going to play with some balance poses here before we do a little bit of hip opening. So now in this position, toes are touching between the left and the right toes. Simply take your left heel and turn your left heel onto the top of your right foot. You've got it. Now, when you did that, if this is where your right hip went, I need you to make your body nice and tall and engage through all of those right hip muscles. But this might be where you stay. Keep making that right leg tall as you push down into the floor. Focus on that right big toe being what you're pushing down into. If you can easily hold your balance and take your hand away from the right chair or from the chair on the right, then this might be where you stay today. However, let's go into tree number 2. Keeping the right leg long, take the left leg now and slide it up to the arch of the inside of the right calf. As you bring the arch of your foot to the arch of the inside of the calf, make sure that your hip didn't fall out again. So lengthen yourself nice and high. Feel that your right pelvis actually your right leg gets longer as your left pelvis lifts taller. That's what I want you to be thinking on. Hopefully you're feeling some burning in your right leg here. So this might be where you are in tree today. If you let go, can you hold your balance here? Final tree, if you're ready for it, feel free to do it. Take the left arch of your foot and place it into the arch of the inside of your adductor muscles or the inside of your leg. Now, when you do that, make sure, for a lot of us, we haven't done a lot of hip opening yet, that your pelvis didn't go out and pointed to the left. So your pelvis still needs to point forward. Right pelvis, don't let it fall out to the side. You can't get that right shear. You need to keep that right leg nice and long. Squeeze through those glutes. Squeeze through that right big toe. Get that left pelvis up nice and high. And can you hold your balance here? So now pick which of those 3 you're going to do today. I'm going to see if I can stay right here. You do what you feel is at your level today. Then left hand, gently bring it out to the side. Right hand, gently bring it out to the side. Make that right leg long. Give me a nice deep inhale here. And an exhale. One more breath, deep inhale. And an exhale, and drop the right hand down, lower the left leg down, lower the left arm down. All right. So lots of good strengthening through that right leg, but there is still one more thing we're going to do before we switch to the left leg. So again, make sure that that right foot is pointed forward and it hasn't kind of fallen outward. You've got it. Have yourself so you keep your right hand on the chair, left hand on the pelvis. Get that right leg nice and long on the floor. So it's kind of like you're lifting your left foot off the floor. Can you even do that for me? And then allow yourself with the left leg to inhale and lift the left leg out to the side. So as you lift your left leg out, if your left leg, your pelvis lifts up, you've gone too far. It's just the leg that's lifting as you keep the right leg long and tall and squeezing through those glutes and quads. Very good. Now, in this position, your left shoulder, can you line it on top of your right hip? So side bend yourself over to the side. That means your right elbow's got to bend. Yes, guys, you look fabulous. I can just imagine how great you look. Now, keep yourself right there. And then make sure you're bracing through your abdominals. And then take that left arm out to the side at shoulder height. Yeah. Now, stay here if this is all your glutes and your right leg have in you. But if you've got some more, can you let go of that right hand? Star pose, deep inhale in. And exhale out one more time. Nice deep inhaling in. And exhaling out. Release the right hand back to the chair and drop the left leg and hand down. All right. Let's do a little calf stretch for our right foot before we change to our left leg. So face your chair now. Place your left foot close to your chair. Take your right leg and step it back a minimum of 2 feet. If you're taller, it may be even more than that. But then look at your right heel and turn your right heel out so that your outside of your foot is running parallel with the side of the chair. Now, in this position, push your right heel down, straighten your right knee, take a nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, lean into your left foot, lean into the chair. Feel that opening through the back of that right calf. Maybe relax your shoulders if you're tense here. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin, gaze at your chair, brace through your abdominals. Let's do a nice deep inhale into the belly and exhaling out. One more time here. Nice deep inhale into the belly and exhaling out. Beautiful job. Release the tension into the right foot. Step the right foot forward. And now all you're going to do is just simply turn your chair or yourself 180 degrees, whichever works better for you, so that now the chair is on your left side and you're about a foot away from your chair. Once you have yourself in that position, look at your left foot and make sure that your left foot, if your pelvis is pointed forward, that is the direction of your left foot. Once you have that, right hand onto the pelvis, left hand onto the chair, walk your right foot so that it is directly touching your left foot. Okay. Let's play with tree pose. So option number 1, all you're simply going to do right now is take your right heel and turn it and place it onto the arch of your left foot. Now, when you did that, if your hip fell out to the side, you've got some hip weakness. This might be where you stay, but you're going to really focus on lengthening through that left leg, lifting that right pelvis up. So this is option number 1. Option number 2, second, a little more advanced. Take your right foot and the arch of your right foot, slide it up so that it sits into the arch of your inner calf. Pelvis, make sure that the pelvis doesn't accidentally rotate out to the right. Make sure the hip doesn't shear out to the left. That's just weakness in your hip. You may have gone too far if you cannot hold this position. If you can hold this position, this may be where you are today. Final tree pose for us to play with today. Taking the right arch of the foot and placing it up into the arch of the inner thigh area. Again, check in that the pelvis is still pointed forward. Play with whatever hip flexibility you have. Don't let your left hip go inward. You're not using the muscles that you should be using. So find where you are today and meet yourself there. Okay, now, wherever you are, position 1, position 2, position 3. From here, make sure your abdominals are braced, lengthen nice and long through that left leg. Feel yourself pushing that left big toe into the floor. Feel yourself engaging through your gluteal muscles. Now take that right arm and bring it just gently out to the side. All right, left arm, are you ready to let go of that chair? Slowly letting go of that chair. Take a nice deep inhale here. And exhaling. One more time. Nice deep inhaling. And exhaling, relaxing the left hand to the chair, right hand down, right foot down. Very nice. All right. Now, I pulled my pants down on that one. Okay, left foot, make sure that it's still pointed forward relative to the pelvis. Left hand is still on the chair. Now that you have yourself in that position, lengthen through that left leg. So literally feel yourself lift the right foot off the floor. Once you've got your right foot off the floor, allow yourself to abduct. Let your right leg go out to the side. Now pay attention that you don't make that happen through your low back. So it should be just a hip motion. Pelvis should stay level. Pushing down into that left leg, specifically making sure that left big toe is going down into the floor. Now from here, right shoulder, you're going to stack it over top of that left leg. So let your left elbow bend as you get that right shoulder on top of that left leg. All right, we are already in star pose. I bet you your glutes are already saying hi, but let's go into the full pose if you've got it in you. Make sure you're bracing, make sure you're pushing down into that left foot. Right arm, take it out to the side at shoulder height. And if you got it in you, left arm out to the side. Give me a nice deep inhale and exhale. You've got this. One more breath. Deep inhale. And exhale, dropping the left hand down, relaxing the right foot and the right leg. Can you feel all of those awesome muscles engaging in that left leg? All right, let's stretch that out before we sit back down. So face your chair, have your right foot about a foot behind the chair. Then take your left foot and step it back 2 feet, 3 feet if you're nice and tall. But then look at your left heel and turn the left heel out so that the outside of your left foot lines up with the outside of the chair. Then push into your heel, straighten that left knee. Once you've got that nice length through the left leg, take a deep inhale here and exhale, lean forward into the chair, into the right leg. Feel that beautiful length through the back of the left leg. Take a nice deep inhale here. And as you exhale, relax your shoulders, squeeze your glutes. Squeeze your shoulder blades, lengthen your neck, settle your chin, gaze at your chair. All right. Keep those shoulders relaxed right here. Give me a nice deep inhale in and exhaling out. One more time. Nice deep inhale in and exhaling out. Beautiful. Slowly step your left leg forward. Turn your chair back around. We are ready to sit back down. Once you've got yourself sitting back down, place yourself so that you're using the front half of the chair again. We're going to take a moment to do one more of those nice, good forward bends to open up through our gluteals and our low back muscles and strengthen our back extensors on the way back up. But let's do it a little bit differently this time. So the first time we kept our legs about shoulder width apart. This time, take your legs even wider. So allow yourself to have your legs and your shin bones running parallel to one another, but wider than your shoulder width. Once you have yourself there, take a nice deep inhale, and on the exhale, just hinge yourself forward so you get that position where your shoulders are stacked on top of the knees. So I'm going to do this one facing you, just like we did before. Shoulders start on top of the knees here. Now, in this position, we're going to do it a little bit differently. So don't worry about looking at me. Just hear me. Start with the crown of your head and slowly curl your neck so that your chin is coming to your chest. Then slowly start to curl your rib cage under. Feel that rib cage curling. And then once you feel that you've gotten to the point that you've curled enough that your shoulders are pretty close to your knees, then very slowly start to lower one hand, followed by the other hand to the floor. Now allow yourself to let your entire rib cage be heavy. Lengthen your neck and settle your chin. Gaze backwards behind your chair. Imagine, if you could, you're trying to pull that rib cage off of the back of that pelvis. Beautiful length through those low back muscles. Resting your hands wherever is comfortable for you on the floor. You might even want to grab a hold of those legs so you can give it a little bit of an extra traction and pull downward. Wherever you are today, hold yourself right there. Let's do some nice, good breathing into that pelvis and that low back. So give me a deep inhale into your belly.
and exhaling out. Deep inhale into the belly and exhaling out. Now, keep your hands on the floor this time. Keep your neck nice and long, your chin curled, and start with your feet and just begin to push your feet into the floor. Can you feel when you push your feet into the floor? It's literally like your pelvis begins to lift off the chair. Now, really use those spinal muscles and the abdominal muscles and start to sequentially curl yourself up right from your pelvic floor all the way up. As you curl the rib cage all the way up, then allow the shoulder blades to go back and down, finally lengthen through the neck, settle the chin in, rest the tongue to the roof of the mouth. Beautiful. All right, let's do a little bit of opening through these hips. We've already worked the hips pretty good, so let's take a moment to kind of open them up really nicely. So start with your left foot. Place your left foot forward in front of you so that the second toe and the kneecap line up. And then take Mr. Right ankle and cross them over that left knee. Left hand, kind of grab a hold of that ankle. And then once you're there, right hand, place it against the right knee. Now, I want you to sit as tall as you can. So as you sit tall, you already feel something happening in this right hip. So keep yourself nice and tall. And as you're nice and tall here, take a deep inhale. And on the exhale, just very gently push that right knee away. Shoulder blades back and down. Relax through your neck, especially if you're someone who's anxious or tense. Take a deep inhale into your belly. And exhaling out. One more time, deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. Slowly releasing the hand on the knee, uncrossing the leg. Place the right foot on the floor so it lines up with that right knee. And then take the left ankle and place it over the right knee. Right hand around the left ankle. Left hand comes to that left knee, but don't do any pushing yet. Now, in this position, if you're here, that's okay. Go to where you are today. Don't try to push yourself into any pain. But in this position, sit up as tall as you can. You may already feel tons of opening through your hip. There may be no pushing you need to do. But if you got a little bit more in you, take a nice deep inhale. And then on the exhale, just gently push that left knee away. Now, relax those shoulder blades and neck. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin, hold yourself right here. Let's do 2 beautiful breaths. Nice deep inhale in. And exhaling out. One more time, nice deep inhaling in. And exhaling out. Most excellent. Release that knee and that hand. Bring the left foot back down onto the floor. Now, in this position, place the right foot on the floor so it's in the center of your pelvis. So if you took your hands and went straight out from your pelvis, the knee should be somewhere in between there. Once you have that, take the left knee and place it over. Now, there are not many times in this world that I will tell ladies and gentlemen to cross their legs, but we are going to play on eagle pose and sitting. So you're going to be working on crossing your legs. So if you're that person that you cannot even get your legs crossed, then that's what you're working on. Be where you are and then focus on trying to sit that left sit bone down. If you can get your knees crossed, then focus on pushing that left sit bone down. If you can get that left foot behind that right shin bone, a right calf bone, then focus on pushing that left sit bone down. So you pick where you are today. 3 options for this particular eagle pose, just like there were 3 options when we did tree pose. Go to where you are. Don't push yourself too far.
I'm a poet and I didn't know it. All right. So in this position, your pelvis should be pointed forward. You should feel that you're pushing your left sit bone down. Let's add the arms. So take a deep inhale, reach your arms nice and wide apart. And as you exhale, hug yourself so that the right elbow is underneath the left elbow. Now you can stay right here. Great modification of eagle arms. If you want to, just rotate those hands upward, keeping the palms coming towards one another. Gaze straight through your hands. Feel that stretching through your shoulder blades. Make sure that that left shoulder is not up to your ear. So pull that left shoulder down right now. Allow yourself to take a nice deep inhale into your belly. And exhaling out. One more time, deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out, release those hands, open them up and relax them down. And then release those legs, open that left leg out and relax it down. You've got it. All right, we're going to do a little opening of the hip before we do our opposite eagle pose. So take your legs nice and wide. Have them so like you're really wide. So this is just a modification, a goddess pose. We're going to stay on the chair. We're not going to lift off the chair today. So in this position, just simply place your hands on your thighs. And then as you place your hands on your thighs, slide them to the inside towards the knees. Sit yourself nice and tall. And then just gently push the knees outward. As you push the knees outward, feel that gentle stretch in your inner thigh. Maybe it's not so gentle. I'm not sure. Keeping yourself right here. Shoulder blades are back and down. Neck is long, chin is tucked. Maybe even a smile on your face. Let's take a nice deep inhale into the belly. Exhaling out. One more time. Nice deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. Beautiful. Slowly walk the feet back in. And then let's do everything all over again on the opposite leg. So your left foot is in the center of your pelvis. So if you think about where your pelvis is, find that left foot and knee somewhere in that center. And then take the right leg and cross it over. Again, if you go to cross your right leg and your right sit bone and your right pelvis completely comes up, meaning your lumbar spine is in a side bend, please don't try to go any further. All you're going to do is hurt your low back. So let yourself try to take that right sit bone and sit it down and keep yourself where you are right there. If you've got more, take that right leg and cross it all the way over that left, and then focus on pushing that right sit bone down. If you got more, guys, this is my tight side. I don't know if I can do it. We'll see. I've got it. I've got it. If you've got more, try to get that right foot behind that left calf muscle. But when you do that, you have to focus on pushing that pelvis back level. All right, now in this position, let's do those eagle arms. So take a nice big stretch with those arms. Hug yourself so that the left arm is underneath this time. Whichever was the opposite of the last time. And now that you're there, stay right there hugging yourself. And then if you want to go further out, I did it wrong. There you go. It is the left arm that's under. Allow your palms to come upright. Okay, now in that position, go to whichever arm position you like. Keep your legs where you are, but keep pushing down into that right sit bone. Gazing through your hands here, take a nice deep inhale into that belly. Exhaling out, lengthen your neck, settle your chin, relax your shoulders, particularly that right one, bring it down. One more breath, deep inhale in and exhaling out. Beautiful. Let the shoulders go out to the side and then uncross those legs. All right. One more opening of those hips. Bring yourself nice and wide. Allow yourself as you're going into this pose, maybe try a little wider this time. So it's the second time that you've done it. So maybe you can get your feet out a little bit wider. Make sure that your toes are pointing about 45 degrees out, or your feet, and then bring your hands to the tops of your knees and then turn them to the inside of those thighs. Sitting up nice and tall, lengthen your neck, settle your chin. Shoulder blades are back and down. Literally, you're just pushing your hands back into your knees. Feel that opening through your inner thighs, kind of an opposing pose to that eagle pose, sitting right here. Smile on that face. Let's do 2 breaths here. Nice deep inhale in and exhaling out. One more breath. Nice deep inhale in and exhaling out. Beautiful. Walk those feet back in. And of course, we cannot forget about thy love hip flexors. So start by turning yourself to the left side of your chair. Once you have yourself turned to the left side of your chair, take that right sit bone and shoot it off the front of the chair. So don't have both of your legs and both of your pelvis bones completely on the chair, or you're going to end up rotating your pelvis when you do this. Left knee stacked directly underneath the arch of the left foot. Kneecap in line with the second toe. Take that right knee, drop that right knee directly in line with that right hip. So if you've got a seam on your pants, make sure that that seam of that pants looks like it's going perpendicular to the floor. Now, if you're really tight through your outer hip flexors, IT band issues, that type of thing, your knee's not pointed straight down right now. It's kind of pointed outward a bit. So pull that kneecap to be facing that floor. Right hand on the pelvis, left hand onto the thigh. Allow yourself to put a little bit of weight onto your left hand so that your rib cage is not behind your pelvis. Take a nice deep inhale here, and on the exhale, tuck your tailbone under. Feel that beautiful opening through those right hip flexors. Staying right here, nice deep inhale and an exhale. One more time, nice deep inhale and an exhale, relaxing the pelvis, slowly turning yourself back to the center. And then bring yourself all the way to the right side. Same deal. So make sure now that the left sit bone and the left part of the pelvis is off the front of the chair. Right foot, you're getting that knee stacked over the arch of the foot, kneecap in line with the second toe. And then once you have all the alignment, allow yourself to place the right hand on the thigh and then sweep that left leg down so that the left knee lines up with the left hip. Once you have that alignment, check in where your leg bone is. So if your leg bone's kind of going out to the side, you've got lots of tightness through your tensor fasciae, IT band, that kind of stuff. Try to really push that knee cap to be pointed downward. Left hand onto the pelvis. Let's keep ourselves so that there's slight weight onto our right hand. Rib cage is slightly forward. Take a nice deep inhale here. Exhale, tuck that tailbone under. Feel that beautiful opening. Allow yourself to lengthen your neck, settle your chin, maybe even close your eyes and embrace this. Take a deep inhale in and exhaling out. One more time. Nice deep inhale in and exhaling out. Relax your pelvic tilt, relax your leg. Now, here's what we're going to do. Before we get into our very last pose, which is a seated savasana, we're going to work on a mindfulness exercise today. We're going to do a spinal twist now. Now, for all of us, we can do some component of it. But for those of you that have really significant low back issues, osteoporosis that's pretty progressed, or any sort of significant scoliosis, please be careful with weighted sitting spinal twist because it can really irritate those nerves that exit your spine. And so you can position yourself where we're going to start this pose, but then just go very lightly into the pose so that you don't put too much tension on the nerves that exit your spine. Okay, now that I've said that, allow yourself to turn your body so that both of your feet this time are facing the left side of your chair. Keep that right sit bone on the chair if you can. Mine's barely there, but it's good enough. And then make sure that you've got yourself so that you see that your kneecaps kind of line up. So your leg bones are level, your pelvis is neutral. And then once you have yourself there, the left hand is going to reach all the way back to touch the furthest part of the chair behind you. And the right hand is going to touch the back of the chair that's closest to your left leg right now. Now, for those individuals I just mentioned, being in this position will be where you stay. Okay. And then you're going to really work at inhaling and lengthening your spine and exhaling and relaxing. For those of you that really want to get that seated rotation. So you might play tennis, you might play golf, you might play hockey, you might play any sort of rotational sport. You might just do things that are more rotationally based. It benefits you to get lots of thoracic mobility. So you might want to push it a little bit more. Just do not push into pain to do this seated spinal twist. So in this position, my back will be facing you. My apologies. Allow yourself to take a nice deep inhale and lengthen your spine. Keep your knees in alignment. And then as you exhale, pull with your right arm, push with your left arm, and see if you can get your shoulders to line up with the back of the chair. Now, keeping yourself here, lengthen your neck, settle your chin, and then gently turn over your left shoulder. Take a nice deep inhale into your belly, into your rib cage, wherever you feel that greatest tension. And then exhaling out. Let's do that one more time. Nice deep inhale in. And then exhaling out. Bringing the neck back in line with the back of the chair first. And then slowly unrotating yourself to line up with your knees. You did it. Okay, let's try the opposite side. So just walk yourself around to the right side of your chair. Have it so that left sit bone is on the chair as well. Line up the kneecaps so that you know you've got that nice good position of neutrality through your pelvis relative to your chair. Then the right hand goes for the piece of the chair that's furthest back behind you towards your buttock. The left hand goes for the front of the chair closest to your right leg. Now, in that position, that might be where you stay. So that's a 45 degree, that's a 50% spinal twist. Stay there. Work on the inhaling and lengthening through the spine. For those of you that want to go the full 100%, 90 degrees, I want you to give it a try. So take that inhale, lengthen the spine. And then as you exhale, pull with your left arm, push with your right arm, and see if you can keep those knees aligned and get those shoulder blades to line, those shoulders to line up with the back of the chair. Once you have that, lengthen your neck, settle your chin, and then gently turn your gaze to your right shoulder. Let's do some breathing here. Deep inhale in and exhaling out. One more breath. Nice deep inhale in and exhaling out. Slowly bring your head back to line up with the back of the chair first. And then slowly derotate the trunk to line back up with your legs. You've got it. Now, gently bring yourself to the front of the chair. Don't use the back of the chair yet. We're so close. But take your right knee to your chest for a minute. Hug your hands around your shin bone. If you have sufficient flexibility, you can even place your heel on the front of your chair. Do what works for you at home. Left foot stays on the floor in line with your hip. Just take a nice deep inhale, lengthen your spine, and as you exhale, pull that right knee towards your chest. Take a deep inhale into your belly. Exhaling out. One more time. Deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. Beautiful. Release the right knee down to the floor. Left knee, hands around that shin bone, go to where you can. You're taking an inhale as you're pulling the knee to the chest. If you can, get that heel. It's all a matter of your hip and knee flexibility. Get that heel onto the chair. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, pull that knee into the chest to make sure there's still some weight into that right foot on the floor. Now, deep inhale into the belly here. And exhaling out. One last time, guys. Deep inhale in and exhale out. Beautiful. Release the left foot down to the floor and then scoot your bottom back into the chair. Go to where you can feel the support of the back of the chair, but your feet are still touching the floor. Now, if you can't get to the back of your chair without your feet touching the floor, go ahead and grab yourself a pillow or two or three or whatever you need, depending on the depth of your chair right now. And once you have that, allow yourself to rest your spine against the back of the chair. So easy to pick your legs up right now because part of your base of support is the back of that chair, okay? Make sure that you feel like you still have that good alignment of your knees, hips, and feet. Gently place your hands on your thighs. Relax your shoulder blades back and down. If you can get your elbows to touch the back of the chair, allow yourself to do that. It's a nice, good point to feel because we're going to do a body awareness meditation here. Lengthen your neck and settle your chin. Okay, now let's start at those feet. Feel the entire bottom of your left foot on the floor. And can you even feel your first, second, third, fourth, and fifth toes individually? Or in your brain, are they kind of all smudged together as one big toe? Feel that for a moment. And then go to the right bottom of your foot. Feel your heel out of your foot, maybe balls of the toes. But then take a moment to feel those toes on the floor. Can you feel first, second, third, fourth, fifth? Or are things a little blurred in your brain in between those toes? That's okay. Accept it. Something you need to work on. You've been in shoes too long. That's all that means. And then without looking, keeping your eyes gently relaxed, just imagine the position of your shin bones right now. Would they be perpendicular to the floor? Are your feet slightly underneath your chair? Just picture that for a second. And then I want you to feel, where does the back of that leg first touch the chair? And then feel the left one and the right one. And do they touch in the same area, and do they have the same amount of weight? And then move yourself up to your pelvis and feel your sit bone and your buttocks touching your chair. And does it feel like you're taking up the same amount of space with the left as you are with the right? And does it feel like you have the same amount of weight on the left as you do the right? And then go to the palms of your hands. Feel the palms of your hands on your thighs. And then can you individually feel thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger? You know, in our brain, our hand takes up much, much, much more space than our foot does. So it might be easier for you to feel all of those fingers individually than it was all of those toes individually. And then go to your back and feel where your back touches the back of the chair. And then as you're moving up your back, feel where your back no longer touches the back of your chair. And feel your elbows. Do they touch something? And do they touch them equally, or are you touching one more than the other? And then feel where your tongue magically places itself in your mouth. Does yours automatically rest in a relaxed position on the roof of your mouth? Or do you have some sort of deviation or position you prefer out of habit? Take a gentle inhale into your nose and feel that air going in your nostrils. Can you feel the warm air coming out as easily as the cool air going in? Try it again for me. And then finally, without moving your head, where did you choose for your head to be relative to your rib cage? Can you feel, does that head and neck feel like it sits directly over top of that rib cage? Or like your tongue, did you pick a habit where your head is slightly forward? Not changing it, just feeling your body awareness. Now slowly start to move your fingers and thumbs on your legs. Start to wiggle your toes on the floor. And then gently open your eyes. Bringing your hands to the center of your heart and a smile on your face. Nice deep inhale and exhale. Namaste. The highest in me salutes the highest in you. Thank you for joining me today.